Good morning, girls. Our session of Advanced Financial Management. Now, yesterday we have seen the book building, the concept of book building. Then, after essential features or important points that need to be keep in mind at the time of when the organization is going to offer the price range. Then after the process of book building, minimum public offer was the point that we have discussed in our last session. Then after minimum subscription. Now today we are going to discuss the new point, that is allotment. Allotment. Now when the issuer of IPO get the success in the public offer, that is in the public issue, then the shares are to be allotted to them. The shares will be credited in your account and the money will be deposited in the bank separate account. So today we are going to discuss the concept of allotment. If the issuer of IPO is failed to receive the minimum subscription as per the provision of Companies Act and SEBI Act, issuer cannot follow the procedure of allotment of shares. If when the company fails to receive the minimum subscription. Now in the last session we have discussed that the minimum subscription must be 90% in the case of IPO. Means general public, apart from the common people, the 90% subscription must be there from the side of public issue. And if the company fails to receive this minimum subscription, that is 90%, then the company is not in position to allot the shares to their shareholders. So allotment should be made equitable on proportionate basis. In case of oversubscription, if the company receive suppose 120% subscription from the general public, then that 20% will be the oversubscription. So in the case of oversubscription, the company is going to allot the shares on the pro rata basis. So that pro rata basis must be equal to each and every subscriber. Application received should be classified till the subscription list is closed. 13 days નો જે ટાઈમ પીરિયડ છે કોઈ પણ પબ્લિક ઇશ્યુનો, તો within the 13 days the organization is received the application in a proper manner, and when the 100% application received from them, then after a period of time they are going to allot the shares to the investors. Basically, the statement written of allotment is to be filed before the registrar of companies by the issuer or by the merchant banker. They must produce the statement of return in front of the registrar of the company. Again, it is to be noted that allotment take place after the minimum subscription is received within 30 days from the date of issue of the prospects. Prospects જ્યારે ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન ઇસ્યુ કરે છે એના 30 ડેઝમાં they need to receive the minimum subscription from the public issue. Prospectus is considered as invitation to public to buy the securities. Now in the next topic we are going to discuss the prospectus. But prospectus is nothing but a written invitation or a kind of advertisement to the general public, that is for the purchase of the securities which is issued by the organization. So these are the basic points of the allotment or the introduction part of allotment. Now we are going to discuss the legal restriction and provisions that is related to the allotment. Under that, the first one, the money. The money should be received through check or any other documents only. Now at the time of allotment, the organization is not in a position that is to receive the money in cash. Cash transactions are not going to be there when you are going to deal in a public issue. So the form of money that must be in check or via any electronic medias. The second one, application should not be less than 5% of the face value of the shares. Third one, minimum subscription must be received within 30 days from the date of issue of the prospectus. Then after the fourth one, shares credited in the demat account of the applicant. So each and every applicant must carry one demat account and the shares are to be credited in the demat account of that applicant. Then after, minimum 90% share application of the issue should be received by the issuer in the case of non-underwritten. Suppose organization is not going to have or they are not following the process of underwriting, then in the case of non-underwritten, minimum 90% share application must be received by the organization. Now in the case of book building issue, red herring prospect have been filed before SEBI. So when the organization is going to follow the book building process, then the company need to file the prospects before SEBI, and then that prospect is available to the general public, that is available in the market. The statement of the allotment of shares should be filed before the registrar of the company. The organization need to give the statement of the allotment of shares to the registrar, and then they are in the position for the allotment of shares. So it's all about the allotments. Now the next point, that is advertisement for issue. Again, security is one product of the company, so that need to be sold in a proper manner in the market, so that we are able to get the maximum investors or potential investors from the market. So each and every organization need to advertise their public issue with the help of the prospects. Basically, company entering to primary capital market to raise the capital funds through prospects is advertisement regarding the processed capital issue. કોઈ પણ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન જ્યારે ફર્સ્ટ ટાઈમ પબ્લિક ઇશ્યુ કંડક્ટ કરે છે ઇન અ પ્રાઇમરી માર્કેટ, સો દે આર ટોટલી ન્યૂ ટુ ધ કંપની, દે આર ટોટલી ન્યૂ ટુ ધ માર્કેટ. એટલે જ્યારે તમે માર્કેટમાં ન્યૂ છો એટ ધેટ ટાઈમ ઇટ ઇઝ રિક્વાયર્ડ ટુ એડવર્ટાઇઝ યોર સેલ્ફ. અને અહીંયા ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનનું એડવર્ટિઝમેન્ટ એક ઓફિશિયલ મેનરમાં હોય છે, એક પ્રોફેશનલ મેનરમાં હોય છે, કે જેમાં ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન પ્રોસ્પેક્ટ્સ થ્રુ પોતાની સેલ્ફનું, પોતાની કંપનીનું એડવર્ટિઝમેન્ટ કરે છે. ઇન દેટ the organization is going to include the financial datas, then after the size of the issue and the validation of the company's financial plan. So they need to be there in a proper manner. If the company prepare prospects in a proper manner, then there are chances that they are able to get the 100% subscription in the market. Now the advertisement includes press conference, interviews by issuer, notice, posters, hoarding, circular, catalog, picture, television programs and so on. So there are various electronic and non-electronic forms of the advertisement, and through advertisement the organization is giving the information of the company, that how the company is profitable for the investment purpose. Basically, the company need to follow the code of advertisement that is determined by the CB, and with the help of that code of conduct, the company is going to frame their advertisement. Advertisement for issue is related with the public communication. Here the company is going to communicate with the public, and through that communication the public comes to know about the activity of the organization. Basically, there are two forms of the advertisement. The first one, that is pre-issue advertisement, and second one, that is post-issue advertisement. In pre-issue advertisement, the issuer of the securities make a pre-issue advertisement after the registration of prospects or the red herring prospects. એટલે એક વખત જ્યારે પ્રોસ્પેક્ટ્સ પ્રિપેર થઈ જાય છે, એક વખત જ્યારે પ્રોસ્પેક્ટ્સનું રજિસ્ટ્રેશન થઈ જાય છે, then and then the company is liable to advertise their securities. Pre-issue advertisement should be in one English, Hindi newspaper and regional language newspaper. Now it is very important to advertise the company's issue in a different language. એક એડવર્ટિઝમેન્ટ વખતે કંપની કોઈ એક વેલ નોન ઇંગ્લિશ ન્યૂઝપેપર, હિન્દી ન્યૂઝપેપર અને જે સ્ટેટને બિલોંગ કરે છે એ સ્ટેટની રિજનલ લેંગ્વેજમાં they are going to make an advertisement. So that is about the pre-issue advertisement. Then after, post issue advertisement means issue complete થઈ ગયા પછીની ઇન્ફોર્મેશન જ્યારે પબ્લિક સાથે કંપની શેર કરે છે. In that, basically it contains total numbers of application received. બેઝિકલી કંપનીને જ્યારે ઓવર સબસ્ક્રિપ્શન મળે છે કે જ્યારે મેક્સિમમ અલોટમેન્ટ મળે છે એટ ધેટ ટાઈમ કંપની પોસ્ટ ઇશ્યુ એડવર્ટિઝમેન્ટ કરે છે. કદાચ કંપનીનો આઈપીઓ ફેલ થાય છે, મિનિમમ સબસ્ક્રિપ્શન મળતું નથી, તો પછી કોઈ એડવર્ટિઝમેન્ટની રિક્વાયરમેન્ટ રહેતી નથી. બટ નોર્મલ સેન્સમાં ઓવર સબસ્ક્રિપ્શનમાં જ કંપની પોસ્ટ ઇશ્યુ એડવર્ટિઝમેન્ટ આપે છે. સો જેથી માર્કેટમાં ઇન્વેસ્ટર્સને નોલેજ મળે, એ લોકોને આઈડિયા આવે કે ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનનું જે ઇશ્યુ છે એ સક્સેસફુલ છે કે ફેલ છે. સો ઇટ્સ ઓલ અબાઉટ ધ ઇન્ટ્રોડક્શન પાર્ટ. નાવ we'll discuss the code of advertisement for the issue. Now for the advertisement, the company need to follow the guidelines of the SEBI, and that guidelines are totally clear in a manner. So when they are adopting or when they are following the code of conduct of SEBI, then there will be no problem as far as the legal restrictions are concerned. First one, the advertisement should be truthful, fair and clear, and should not contain any misleading and untrue statement. Now in any advertisement, the company need to give true, fair and clear statement. કોઈ પણ એવા સ્ટેટમેન્ટ હશે કે જે મિસલીડિંગ હશે કે અનટ્રુ હશે, દેન ડેફિનેટલી સેબી અલાઉ કરશે નહીં એ ટાઈપના સ્ટેટમેન્ટને. Then after, the issuer should make true and fair disclosure about security. Third one, the issuer should not give such information which is not mentioned in the offer document. Offer documentમાં જે ઇન્ફોર્મેશન ઇન્ક્લુડ ન થયેલી હોય એ ઇન્ફોર્મેશન એડવર્ટિઝમેન્ટમાં તમે આપી શકો નહીં. એટલે તમારી એડવર્ટિઝમેન્ટ અને ઓફર ડોક્યુમેન્ટ બંને એકબીજાની સાથે રિલેટેડ હોવા જોઈએ. Advertisement should be in a clear and in a simple language. In any advertisement, they are going to present the financial data of last 3 years. Advertisement should not contain statement which promise handsome profit. તમે એવી એડવર્ટિઝમેન્ટ આપો કે કંપનીના આ પબ્લિક ઇશ્યુમાં તમે ઇન્વેસ્ટ કરશો, દેન તમારો જે પ્રોફિટ હશે દેટ વિલ બી ધ સુપર નોર્મલ. સો એ ટાઈપના કોઈ પણ ફેક પ્રોમિસીસ એડવર્ટિઝમેન્ટમાં કરવાના નથી. Advertisement in press media should contain the risk factor. જે રિસ્ક અટેચ છે તમારા ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટ સાથે, એ રિસ્ક તમારે ક્લિયર મેનરમાં તમારા ઇન્વેસ્ટર્સને ઇન્ફોર્મ કરવાનું છે. તો ઇન્વેસ્ટર્સને આઈડિયા આવશે that what will be the risk factor. No advertisement should contain or give the impression that issue has been fully subscribed or oversubscribed during the period of issue. જ્યાં સુધી ઇસ્યુ કમ્પ્લીટ નથી થઈ જતો ત્યાં સુધી ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન કોઈ પણ જાતનું સ્ટેટમેન્ટ છે એ પ્રોડ્યુસ નહીં કરે કે ઇસ્યુ છે એમાં 100% સબસ્ક્રિપ્શન મળી ગયું છે કે ઇસ્યુ છે એ ઓવર સબસ્ક્રાઇબ થયેલો છે. એડવર્ટિઝમેન્ટમાં કોઈ પણ જાતનું એવું અનટ્રુ સ્ટેટમેન્ટ આપણે પ્રોડ્યુસ કરવાનું નથી. નોન ફેક્ચ્યુઅલ ટાઇટલ્સ શુડ નોટ બી યુઝડ. કે જે ફેક્ટ નથી એ ટાઈપના ટાઇટલ વી આર નોટ ગોઈંગ ટુ યુઝ ઇન એડવર્ટિઝમેન્ટ. Thereafter, advertisement should not contain any offer directly or indirectly in the case of services. તમારે ખાલી પબ્લિક ઇશ્યુને એડવર્ટાઇઝ કરવાનું છે, કોઈ પણ જાતની ઓફરનું પ્રમોશન અહીંયા કરવાનું નથી. Then after, lead manager should obtain undertaking from issuer that would not release any information which is not contained in the offer document. એડવર્ટિઝમેન્ટને ફ્રેમ કરવાની ડ્યુટી પણ લીડ મેનેજરની જ છે. સો એડવર્ટિઝમેન્ટમાં કોઈ પણ એવી ઇન્ફોર્મેશન પબ્લિશ થાય છે that is not there in the offer document, that is not there in a prospects, then the lead manager takes the responsibility of the same. So that is all about the advertisement of the public issue. I hope this is clear to everyone, and this is very easy point. Now the next point, that is prospects. ઘણા બધા પોઈન્ટ્સમાં આપણે પ્રોસ્પેક્ટ્સને યુઝ કરીએ છીએ, બટ એકચ્યુઅલી વોટ ઇઝ પ્રોસ્પેક્ટ્સ એ આજે આપણે આ પોઈન્ટ થ્રુ એક્સપ્લેન કરીએ છીએ. Prospects is an invitation to public for the purchase of security or document containing offer for security for sale. Prospect is nothing but a kind of written document that is published by the company that want to conduct the public issue, and in that document the company is inviting the general public, that is to make an investment in their organization, and that prospect is prepared by the lead manager of the issue. So it is again a kind of advertisement, means when the company in return going to invite the general public for an investment, that is known as prospects. Normally at the time of public issue, when the company is going to issue the equity shares, that is a common form of the prospects. Means in equity shares the company is going to publish the prospects in the market. Normally prospect is a document, or we can say that it is a kind of invitation card in which we are inviting public for the subscription of purchase of shares or any securities of the company, whether they are shares or debentures of the company. Now it is a very important document for the investor sides, and through this document the investor take the decision, that is whether to invest or not. A prospect is a public document, and on the basis of this document prospective investors take the decision whether to invest in the security or not. Prospective investors are those investors who wishes to invest in the company's security, but they need to take the rational decisions, and through the examinations of the prospects, the prospective investors are in position to compare the financial position of the company with the other one, so through which they are able to take the rational decision, that is to invest in the security of the company or not. So through this, prospects should state all the facts with accuracy and should not omit any relevant information. So they need to include each and everything which is factual, which is in fact the actual position of the organization. So it's about the introduction part of prospects. Now we are going to discuss the contents of prospects, the things which needs to include at the time of issuing prospects. Under that, the first one, name of the company and address of the registered office of the company. Then after, name and addresses of company secretary and chief financial officers, auditors, legal advisor and the bankers. Then after, opening and closing date of subscription, allotment of securities and time of refund. Then after, particulars of underwriting agreement. Then after, statement by the BOD mention in that application money should be deposited in separate bank account. Here the BOD took the responsibility that the money must be deposited in the separate bank account for the public issue. So that statement must be the major part of any prospects. Then after, consent of the experts. પબ્લિક ઇશ્યુને મેનેજ કરતી વખતે કંપનીએ જો કોઈ એક્સપર્ટની એડવાઇસ લીધેલી હોય, કન્સર્ન કરેલો હોય, then that must be included in the prospects. Then after, particulars related to authorized officers. Then after, capital structure of the company. Then objectives of the offer for public issue and condition of issue and other necessary particulars related to it. particulars of time required to complete the project and risk factor in it. Minimum subscription, allotment of premium, and issue of shares without consideration of cash. Then after, particulars about the appointment of director, their remuneration, and their nature of interest. Then after, contribution of the promoters. And the last one, auditor's report of preceding 5 years from the date of issue of prospects. So these are the main points that must be included in any prospects. When the prospects are ready, then first and foremostly, it should be filed with the registrar of the company. And when the registrar give the green signal for the prospects, then it is considered for the publications in the market. After the registration of prospects, the prospects must be issued within 19 days. So the time limit of issue of the prospect is 90 days. That the company need to follow in a proper manner. Then after, we are going to discuss the liability for misstatement in prospects. ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન થ્રુ અથવા લીડ મેનેજર થ્રુ કોઈ પણ એવું સ્ટેટમેન્ટ પ્રોસ્પેક્ટ્સમાં ઇન્ક્લુડ કરવામાં આવે છે which is untrue, then there are the liabilities that need to be there for the misstatement in the prospects. Basically, they are in a two types. The first one, that is civil liability, and the second one, that is criminal liability. Now it is not there in our PPT, but here I am going to discuss it, so you are supposed to pay attention in a proper manner. It is not very much important as far as the liabilities is concerned, so you just need to hear it and try to understand in a proper manner. The first one, that is civil liability. If any investor has invested in the security due to the misstatement in the prospects and face the economic loss, then the company, the director, and the lead manager are liable to pay that loss, that damages for the misstatement in the prospects. પ્રોસ્પેક્ટ્સમાં કોઈ એવું સ્ટેટમેન્ટ છે કે જેના બેઝિસ ઉપર તમે ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટ કરો છો એન્ડ થ્રુ દેટ ફોલ્સ સ્ટેટમેન્ટ તમારા ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટમાંથી તમારે લોસ બેર કરવો પડે છે, દેન it is a duty of company, it is a duty of promoters, that is to pay that economic loss of an investors, that will be known as civil liability. Now second one, that is criminal liability. Now in criminal liability, when the lead manager includes any untrue statement or any misleading statement, or if he is going to omit any important points, important data in the prospects, and that is done with the intention, so that will be known as criminal liability. And in criminal liability, each and every officials are responsible. And in criminal liability, there will be the imprisonment to the official person, because it is done on the basis of fraud. It is intentionally error that is committed by the organization. So in the criminal liability, the punishment will be the imprisonment, and they are supposed to solve out the economic loss to the investors. So that's all about our today's topic, that is advertisement. Today we have seen three different topics. The first one, that is allotment, the second one, that is advertisement, and the third one is prospects. Now out of these three, the prospect is very important point, and I hope till now you are clear about each and every concepts of our second unit, that is the issue management. So here we are going to end our session. If you have any doubt, if you have any difficulty, then directly message me so we can easily sort out your doubts, your problems. So that's all for today. Thank you. Thank you all.